Now we discussed the basics of inheritance in the last lecture. Now the foremost condition in inheritance is to ensure that whenever we are creating an object of the subclass, I'll just make a subclass here. Suppose we have a class B, extend C. So the foremost condition for inheritance is that we have to ensure that whenever we are creating an object of subclass, the object of superclass is generated first before the object of subclass is created, because subclass has to contain the data which is inherited from the superclass, and in case the object of superclass is not in picture, so the entire instance data of the superclass will not be in picture. So that we have extensively seen in our last tutorial how we can use the super keyword to ensure proper call to the superclass constructor. So next we will see what else is the use of the super keyword. One, we have already seen that it ensures the calling to the superclass constructor, as I'll just give a demo again. Suppose I have a B class constructor which is the default, and from a default the system inserts a default call. Now this will be inserted by default. Even if I am not writing this, this will be inserted by default, but it is not serving a purpose because there is no default constructor in the superclass. Instead we have a constructor which has a int as a parameter, so we need to call a superclass constructor by passing some int value. So this is the first use of super, whereby we can ensure proper calling of the superclass constructor from the subclass constructor. Now next in line is I'll create a variable, say int x. Now the subclass also has an instance variable which is x. So I'll create a method show here, now which shall print both values of x which will be plus x and to refer to the superclass x we have super.x. So this comes in handy wherever we have a clash of variable names between the superclass and the subclass. Otherwise, in case we weren't having any x in the subclass, we could have simply written x and we could have referred to that x in the superclass. So I'll create an object of B class and I can call show. So what exactly is the value of x in B? In x in B is 20 and x in the superclass is 10. Also we can also do, I can pass this value to x which is 4 and initialize okay. So I'll just run this. Now x in B is 20, whereas we have passed 4 to the x in A. So this gives you x in B is 20 and x in the superclass A is 4. So this super can also be called in case I have a method show I have a show in A and I have a show in B. So I'll just simply refer to make it more easy to understand. I have a show in A and I have a same method show in B. Now to call show of A from B, I can refer to as super dot show. So super will refer to the superclass, and super.show means it is referring to the show that has been declared in the superclass A. So now we can have both shows called from the show of B1. So we have show in B, and then we have called the superclass show, which is show of A. Now another thing we had discussed during the prelims on inheritance is that private methods, even though they are inherited, but due to the visibility problem, they will not be accessible within the subclass. So I create a show here, and I do not have any show in B. So I'm getting an error when I'm trying to access the show in B, and it says it is not visible from B. So even though every part of A is inherited to B, but because of the access problem, we cannot use show with the object of B. So anything except private shall be visible in the class B and can be accessed through the object of B, except for things which are private.